clapping everywhere.
In your butthole.
Ew.
Well, you said everywhere.
Now, moving on to movie news, we have John Wick 2. Apparently, in an interview with Collider, Keanu Reeves has stated that the next movie will be about John Wick's legacy as an assassin. Because apparently he's been living kind of two lives, obviously. He's got the life of him having a family after he retired, and then the life of him when he was an assassin. And he kind of had to earn his normal life, which then got ruined in the last movie. So, yeah, that's what's going on with John Wick 2 so far. And then we have Power Rangers. They cast the Pink Power Ranger, who is Naomi Scott, will be playing her. And then also the movie has its director, Dean Israelite.
I wonder if he's Jewish.
I know, right? And currently...
Not that there's anything wrong with being Jewish, except that you're Jewish.
And currently...
But there's nothing wrong with that.
It's being based on a screenplay by Ashley Miller and Zach Stentz, who apparently wrote the show The Fringe.
The show sucks.
I've never watched the show, so I wouldn't know.
I've seen an episode and it sucked. That's how I judge most TV shows.
It's set to start filming this January with a release date for next January.
Okay. I had to work that in my tiny mind.
Yep.
Because I went back to like 10 months ago when you said this January. I was like, what?
As in what's going to be presently more current.
January 2016, and it's going to come out January 2017,
mm-hmm.
which means they don't have any faith in this movie.
Nope.
Because it's fuck you, it's January.
Yep. Either way, moving on to Deadpool news. It got a great composer to have.
Yes, the one from Mad Max.
Fury Road.
Tom Holkenborg.
Yep. Fun name.
Very German or Swedish. But yes, that's awesome news because the soundtrack to Mad Max Fury Road was one of the best things about that movie.
Mm-hmm.
That is an amazing soundtrack.
It is. And also Ryan Reynolds, in an interview about all the new superhero movies coming up, said that he basically wasn't intimidated by stating, I mean, Deadpool's greatest superpower is annoying the shit out of people. So I imagine that he would spark heavy waves of ire from anyone from any of those groups. Which is true.
Wow, Wolverine, I mean...
Yeah. So yeah, Deadpool stuff. Also, Marvel recently announced Ant-Man sequel for 2018. And to make room for it, they're pushing forward Black Panther, which was previously pushed back for aiding with the new Spider-Man movie.
So now is it back to where it started?
I don't know. But they moved it forward again. And they pushed back Captain Marvel, so they're basically taking Ant-Man, the sequel, and putting it between the two, I'm assuming.
Is Captain Marvel the chick?
Yeah.
So they pushed back the chick movie to give us a sequel.
Yep. That's supposedly going to be focusing on Ant-Man and the Wasp this time. So Wasp will be full front doing her stuff.
But it's not called The Wasp.
No. Well, actually, the rumored headline for the movie was Ant-Man and the Wasp.
But it's not called The Wasp.
Then
Come
also...
on, get your penises out of your ass, Marvel. Give us a chick superhero movie.
Mm-hmm. Then also, release dates have been announced for films in 2020. One for May, one for July, and one for November.
But they don't tell you what these movies are.
Nope, because they haven't gotten that far yet.
Then why are they setting dates for movies that they don't even know they're going to make yet?
No, they probably already know they're going to make what they're going to make for those dates. They just don't want to announce it yet because they don't want to get people too
Then they shouldn't have announced the dates.
Yeah. Either way, moving on in movie news, we also have Justice League Dark, which is not dead yet.
But it should be.
With the rumors that it has been set to start filming in 2016 at some point with Scott Rudin to produce. And if you remember previously on the show, we were covering the story a little bit because Guillermo del Toro was supposedly going to be directing and writing it, and then he left after about 2 stories about it. He left the project, and now it's still going forward. So, yep.
For some reason.
Yep. Then also Mad Max. George Miller.
Speaking of Mad Max.
Yep. George Miller, in an interview with Top Gear, stated that he has 2 potential scripts for the next Mad Max film and would like to round off the series with 2 films. 2 extra
with at
more
least
films.
2 films.
Yep.
Which is, as long as they're as good as the first one.
Yep.
As
the first
third
new one. The first new one. Yeah.
Third or fourth. Fourth. Yep. I think this is the 4th. But the other 3 don't fucking count. Fuck those movies. They're boring as shit.
They are boring.
I said it.
Take that, fanboys.
Oh.
And then finally, the news that I don't even want to say, but I'm going to say it. Transformers.
They're going to be making these fucking garbage movies for the next 10 years.
Yep. Hasbro studio executive Stephen Davis stated that they're trying to plan it out for the next 10 years, hoping to squeeze out another 4 movies.
Well, there is good potential news in this.
That they're trying to plan it out.
If they get a different director.
Yeah.
And maybe someone who can write a movie that has a plot.
Yeah.
And maybe some characters.
And like they're saying, they're trying to plan it out for the next 10 years. So, I mean, if they have the plan of 4 more movies and they plan them sequentially so that you actually have it so they tie in, rather than it being just throwing everything they can in one movie at once and then moving on to the next one, throwing everything they can in one movie at once, that might be a good thing to do. So, yeah. So, what jumps out at you?
Transformers makes me want to kill myself.
Yep. That's it for movie news. Transformers taking the wind out of everything.
Statistically, he probably does.
Yeah.
With all the women
Tony
he's been
Stark,
with,
yeah.
And just the average person, it's like 1 in 4 or something. People have herpes. He has herpes.